of the Year version of Luka Modric. He won the ballondor, he played pure fire in the World Cup, and this guy has almost 90 plus in every single stat. His face card has 90 plus in every single stat. He lacked the sprint speed, he lacked the finishing, and he lacked the free kick accuracy, marking, and heading accuracy, and the strength. But other than that, everything is in the 90, and this card is insane. So today we're going to take a look at how good this card and how fire this card is. But his price is just pure money. He costs a lot. 2.9 million around right now. I bought it for 3.2 when the 2 million were out. But without further ado, let's get into the review. So we come up against this quite decent looking tier, kind of fun. He has a new Anatovic headliner. And yeah, let's see how Modric do against this. Most of the time where we'll see a Modric shine is in the counter-attacks. Here you see he takes the ball, he has the pace and the acceleration. He passes it through to Benietta, which takes 2 touch and then fired it back in the goal. And after 7 minutes, Modric got himself a assist. And look at that clean shot from Benietta. These two guys work perfectly as a team. Now the opponent is on the attack. He passes it to Hazard, which goes through Masul Campbell. Continues to pass it down to Anatovic, which cuts in and passes it into Mkhitaryan, which gets it back to 1-1 after 20 minutes. And he wants us to calm down, but that's not gonna happen. Like, we have Modric on our team. He's gonna bring this back instantly. But that's good play and a good cut in from Anatovic. But this is where you're gonna see how good this Modric is. We start the play, plays up to Balak back to Pogba. Modric gets the ball, puts it through to Benietta. Once again, these two guys work like a team, but you see the clean passes of Modric. He's always clean. That's the one thing you will notice about this card, is that he always passes the ball where it's supposed to go. That was also once again a clean shot from Benietta, almost kind of the same goal, but from a shorter distance. He then gets his opportunity to attack, but it didn't really go as planned, and Walker is on the ball. He passes it up to Balak, Balak passes it to Pogba, Benietta passes it this time to Modric, who again passes it in clean to Benietta, who could have the hat-trick, but he missed. And that was once again a good pass from Modric. So that's basically it for the first half. Modric did his job. He had 2 assists, both to Benietta, and had a decent first half. Second half started a bit sour. He passed it through to Fabinho, which I then tackled with my Walker, which get myself in a very bad situation. He got a penalty and I got a red card on my right back. This was very unfortunate, but we have to try to at least save the penalty. We go back and forth as he changed from Hazard to his Anatovic headliner, which he probably just got because it's the SBC that went out today, but he placed it in the middle, which I just stood, and the game is still in my hand. Then we win the ball back just outside the box, and once again, as I said, Modric is best on his counter attacks, and he gets the ball, he passes it in to Eriksen, who passes it straight into Zuehlsdorff. I get a bit too excited and take a kind of a long shot from 40 meters, and it didn't go well. Then again, we tried to pass it into Modric, which unfortunately is in offside. You will see this sometimes. I don't think his positioning is as good as the stats say, but here we get a corner. He fires it into Balak, who takes a bicycle kick into Sol Campbell, but he just didn't make it. And then again, we're on the attack. He passes through to Costa. Costa whips it into Modric, who stands all alone. And here you see the positioning is onside. He stands where he is supposed to be, and he stands where you want a 99 rated player to stand. But like I said, he won't stand there every single time. Sometimes he'll stand in a bad place and sometimes he doesn't. This is something you probably will be frustrated on with this card, is that he isn't always where you want him to be. And I feel personally he's a bit too defensive for a center attacking mid. But here we get a free kick. We're gonna try a lot.
and Modric fires it, but it goes a lot over. And then again, we're on the attack. We pass it to Costa. Costa passes it to Modric. Modric takes it down, and then you see the acceleration. He cuts it, and then he bangs it in to a 4-1 victory. And he's been involved in every single goal. This card is really good. I don't think he's 99 rated, but it's surely one of the greatest cards I ever tried out. And that's basically it for the first game with the Luka Modric. It's a 4-1 victory, basically to Modric. He was involved in every single goal, and this guy is great. So then we come up against a Pulski Sklep, a QPR, which has Aguero up front, which is probably the best player here, Alexandro and Sanchez maybe. Not the best team I've ever seen, but Aguero is quite good at this game. So hopefully Modric can demolish this team as well. And just like last game, we win the ball. Modric proceeds to put a quick through ball to Stoichkov, who then puts the ball over the bar. And then once again we're back attacking. This time Ballack has the ball, passes it into Eriksson, who puts it quick into Stoichkov, who continues the ball to Modric, who then proceeds to put the ball in the back of the net. It's quite a normal goal. It's nothing spectacular. You will see this a lot with his shooting. It's not like wow, but he does the job, and you can't really ask for more. But from a 99 rated player, you really do expect more. Even though it's not as expensive as maybe Mbappe or something. But then again, Eriksson has the ball. He fumbles around a bit in the midfield, and then he seems to find Pinedo, who passes it back to Modric, who fires a shot outside the box, and it hit the crossbar. His long shot is pretty decent. Then again, we have Stoichkov on the ball, passes it into Modric, who puts it in the goal. And once again, you see it's not like sick, but it's kind of decent, and it does once again the job. And after 20 minutes, we're 2-0 up. And then we have a through ball, which ends up in a cross, which then leads back to Modric, who should have scored. And this once again, as I said, it's not spectacular, and you do expect more. And this time it didn't hold up, and that ended up with a corner, which led up to nothing. Modric has the ball, and he really does these kind of fake shots really good, and he's kind of OP with him. This time I try a shot outside the box to curl it in, but it didn't work. Modric is once again on the ball. He feels very smooth. His dribbling is insane, but like his finishing just doesn't live up to my expectations. And once again, Modric is here out wide. He passes it in to Eriksson, who then heads, and a great save by the goalkeeper. Then we have Wasan Bisaka that passes it into Modric, who tries it with his weak foot, and it doesn't go as planned. Then Stoichkov has the ball. He sees Modric running. He passes it clean through, and Modric passes it back into Stoichkov, who bangs it in the top right corner. That was a great play from both Stoichkov and Modric, and you can see his passes is really good. And players like Stoichkov will always score on these occasions. And he, unlike Modric, does feel like a really good finisher. Then Eriksson passes it through Modric. Modric tries to finish, but he just doesn't get it in the back of the net. But that was a good save by Leno. Then we're back attacking in the second half, and Modric, well, as I just said, he just cuts through with those fake shots, and he's really good. He feels so smooth with dribbling. Once again, here you see his dribbling is insane. He whips it in to Alonso, who just stands there and does the job. And once again, as I said, the dribbling of Modric is insane, and that's probably the thing I think is best about him, is his dribbling. He feels so smooth. He just cuts through players like they're fucking butter, and he's a knife. And then once again, he does the quick fake shot, and he gets himself a penalty. So he's gonna try to put this in the left corner, but it doesn't go as planned, and the keeper saves it. Then once again, just a few minutes later, he's back on these kind of tricky fake shots, and he gets himself, as you will see here, another penalty. Hopefully this time around we can actually score this penalty kick. We move into the middle, because in the middle is where this ball is gonna go. Is the keeper gonna stay in the middle? Is he? Let's see. And he goes to the right, and that's goal, I guess. I'm not really that good on penalties, and I don't feel really a difference between players when you take the penalties. It just is how good are you actually, and it depends more on how good you are yourself in taking the penalties. This time he passes it to Balak, who then has an easy job passing it over to Socho, who stands all alone, and once again on the volley he puts it in the post, and it's 6-1, and that's gonna be the end result. As you're gonna see here, the game just finishes. And then Modric gets himself the match ball. He had a hat-trick, and he did really good in both these games. And yeah. So is this guy worth the price tag of 2.9 million? I do not think so. I think he's lower than even 2 million. For me, he played 15 games, he had 13 goals and 9 assists, which isn't a really great. It's not bad, but it's just decent, and you wouldn't expect this from a 99 rated player, especially when he has 90 plus in every single stat. His high working rate is really good. Sometimes you will feel like he's a bit too defensive because he track back a lot as well as he's go forward a lot. This also goes out of his stamina, which is 99, but you can see if he runs too much, he will go down. His 4-star is really good. You can't really feel the 4-star in the weak foot when you shoot, but when he is passing, it feels like a 5-star and he's magical. The skill moves is really good. 4-star is all you need with a 99 dribbling, and he can do the work and cut through every defense in the game. At least I feel so. His height though, this is kind of a bummer. He's 5'8", and he doesn't win a lot of header because of this, because he has only 77 strength, which isn't that good. Especially when defenders are strong and higher than him. His jumping though is 91, but that just doesn't hold up. But his positioning though, as you saw in the first game, I think, he does actually kind of shake off defenders and can stand alone, and then it will be fine because his heading in itself isn't really that bad. And the thing that I think is the best about this card is his pace and defending, because when he wins the ball, he really accelerates quickly, and he gets the counter attacks going like this. And even though if he doesn't win the ball, if you just pass it to him, he starts the counter attacks really quick. And his passing is godly as well as his dribbling, but his physical and shooting, I feel like it lacks a bit. His finishing lags, his strength lags, and you doesn't really feel the aggression as high as it does seem. But other than that, it's a great card, and if you really want to try this guy, if this guy is your hero, go for it, buy him. I wouldn't really advise you to buy this guy. He's a bit too much money for the game, and the player, he just doesn't play up to it, in my opinion. And yeah, and to finish off the video, I thought we would see a goal from Modric, which I really think reflects the player. He wins the ball, then he uses acceleration, pastes through, and finishes in the back of the net. So without further ado, we'll see you guys next time.
Starała się, miała ambicje i prowadziła grę na połowie przeciwnika. I teraz znakomity odbiór. Luka Modric! Modric! Gol! 2-0 dla Realu. Koniec! Jest po wszystkim. Real ma 3 punkty. Luka Modric!